Okay, here's another example of differentiating using the product rule. And you can see we do have a product. It's x plus 1 cubed multiplied by x plus 4. So we're going to use the product rule. So I'm going to say, first of all, I'll write down the product rule over here. So the product rule just says if f of x is equal to u of x times v of x, which it is. Here's our u of x, here's our v of x. Then f dash of x, which is what we want to find, is equal to u dash x times v of x plus v dash x times u of x. So that's our product rule. Okay, so u of x is the first part of the product, v of x is the second part. So u of x is equal to x plus 1 cubed, and v of x is equal to the second part of our product. It's just x plus 4. Now we need to find out what u dash x is, and we need to find out what v dash x is. So we need to differentiate both of them and then fill them into the product rule, and then we have this differentiated. Okay, so it's right. Let's go. Okay, so we have this first part. We got to differentiate x plus 1 cubed. Now you'll notice with this that this is to differentiate this, we need to use the chain rule. So I'm going to come back to that. To differentiate x plus 4, that's very simple to differentiate. Differentiate x and we get 1, and differentiate 4 and we get 0. So that was easy to differentiate. I'm going to differentiate this using the chain rule. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to treat this as a completely new sum. So I'm going to write this. I want to differentiate x plus 1 cubed. And I'm going to use the chain rule on it. I'm going to treat it as a completely new sum. So I'm going to write down two new functions. So remember, by the chain rule, I'll say, let's say h of x is equal to x plus 1. If you're not sure how to differentiate something like this, if you go back to the video on the chain rule, you'll see. So let's say h of x is equal to x plus 1. And then let's say g of x is equal to, well, it'll be h of x cubed. So h of x all to be cubed. And each one of these is easy to differentiate. So I'm doing it over here because I just want to write the answer to this differentiated there. So then I can fill into the product rule. So I don't want to get too messy down here. So that's why I'm going to do this part of it over here. So here I can find h dash x. And I differentiate x plus 1 and I get 1. Here I can find g dash x. And when I differentiate h of x cubed, I just get 3 times h of x squared, which is, well, h of x I can fill in now, so that's really 3 times h of x is where x plus 1, so 3 times x plus 1 squared. And then this whole thing differentiated by the chain rule is just this multiplied by this. So let's say we can write down, so we got 1 multiplied by 3 times x plus 1 squared. And 1 times anything is just the other thing, so that's just 3 times x plus 1 squared. Okay, so again, if you're not sure how to differentiate this using the chain rule, if you go back to the video on the chain rule, and I think I do something almost exactly the same as this, I think I've differentiated in that video. So, okay, so now when I've differentiated this, which I did over here, this is what I get. So I get 3 times x plus 1 squared. Okay, so let's go back to the start. So we have a product. We've got x plus 1 cubed times x plus 4. So we're going to use the product rule, which is here. So u of x is the first part, x plus 1 cubed. And when I differentiate that, I get 3 times x plus 1 squared. And we did that using the chain rule. V of x is the second part of the product, which is x plus 4. And when I differentiate that, I get v dash x, I get 1. And now just to fill that into the product rule, I get f dash of x, which is what we're looking for, is just u dash x times v of x. So it'll be this, or times this. So, or u dash x times v of x. It doesn't matter the order you multiply things in. So it's u dash x, so it'll be 3 times x plus 1 squared times v of x, so times x plus 4 plus, where are we, v dash x, this, so time plus 1 times x plus 1 cubed times u of x, x plus 1 cubed. And this is our answer. This is what we wanted. We can, if you want to tidy that up a little bit, you can. I'm not going to bother here. It's x plus 1 cubed, so this part will be x plus 1 by x plus 1 by x plus 1. We've got to square this, then multiply by 3, then multiply by x plus 4. So you can do that yourself, but yeah, it's good practice for you.